Good old Ann. So, number 1 says, find the acceleration. I would write down A equals question mark. I noticed starts at rest, so VI is 0. It looks like the displacement is 18. It looks like the time is 4 seconds. Which equation? Well, it's technically D equals VIT plus a half AT squared, but I noticed that VI was 0, so it's technically just D equals AT squared over 2. I didn't bother writing the 1 for the 1/2 because I'm kind of lazy that way. Although, wait a minute, I said I wasn't going to write down the original equation. I'm going to get the A by itself. Cole, how am I going to do that? Well, I'm first of all going to write A equals because I feel better. Let me see. The D stays where it is. I think I times by 2. I think I divide by T squared. Do I need to square root here? Is there a squared on the A? Nope, no square root here. Okay? So just because it's a T squared does not mean you're going to square root. You'll square root if you're trying to get the T by itself. It's going to be 2 times 18 divided by 4. Don't forget the squared. And I can do this in my head. Sure, it's going to be 2 times 18 is 36. It's going to be 36 over 16 divided by 4 divided by 1. It's going to be 9 by 4. Is it 8.25? No, 2.25. 2.25? Yes? Units, meters per second squared. If you got that, 2 out of 2. Otherwise, I would give you 1 mark if I saw that. Half mark for the numbers. Half mark for the answers. If you got the rewrite wrong, but you wrote down D equals VIT plus a half AT squared, I would give you a half mark for that. That's how I'm going to mark this quiz for the rest of the questions, Aiden, so I'm not going to put the 0.5s in. I'll just assume that you can figure that out. Okay? Find the final speed. So I wrote down VF equals question mark. I could use I could go VF equals VI plus AT. But I'm going to try and avoid using an answer to find an answer if I can. So, Clody, I actually decided to use the one with the brackets in it. D equals bracket VI plus VF close bracket. And so if I get the VF by itself, I think the D would stay where it was. I think I would divide by T. I think I would times by 2. And then I would subtract VI. Although, wait a minute, what was VI in this question? So I wouldn't even bother writing that. But if it wasn't, that's what I would do. So it's going to be 2 times 18 divided by 4. Do that one. You know what? I can do this one in my head. 9, yeah? 9, yeah? Yeah, 9? Yeah. I'm sorry, Mika, but I just love that joke so much. I'm sorry. I'll even look impressive and go to 3 sig figs just because I can. Units, it's a velocity. Meters per second, right? Okay. Acceleration, okay. A equals question mark. Saying it looks like VI is 1.5. It looks like VF is 8.6. And it looks like T is 4.5. Okay. I think it's going to be VF equals VI plus AT. I'm going to get the T by itself. Zayna, did you go T equals VF minus VI over A? Is that right? No. I'm trying to get the A by itself, Mr. Dewitt. How about A equal, how about that? No one noticed. Sorry. You're starting to see why I'm pushing this method. It really does cut down on your memorization quite a bit. And so it's going to be 8.6 minus 1.5 divided by 4.5. This one I can't do in my head. I got a yucky number on the top. So 8.6 minus 1.5, close bracket, divided by 4.5. Did you get 1.57 or 1.58? Good. Units, meters per second squared. By the way, is that a big acceleration? What was 1g? You all know this now. How big was 1g? 9.8. This is about little more than 1/10 of a G, you could feel this, but it wouldn't interrupt your conversation. You wouldn't be having to really brace yourself. I think you'd be okay. Okay. It looks like B wants me to find displacement. I could use D equals VI T plus a half A T squared using my answer from part A, but I think I'm going to try using D equals bracket VI plus VF times T over 2, because then I can use all the data that they gave me and hedge my bets. The D's already by itself, bonus. It's going to be 1.5 plus 8.6 times 4.5 divided by 2. Really, the trickiest part with this equation is typing it in, because I have to have brackets around the top, and then I have to open a second mini bracket. 1.5 plus 8.6, close off the mini bracket, times 4.5, close off the top, divided by 2. You get 22.7? Units, it's a distance, meters. 2 marks. Number 3, how far does the car go before stopping? So I guess this wants me... Did I forget? I think I put the 4.5 in. There it is. Yeah, that's the T, 4.5. It's 1.5 plus 8, VF plus VI, or VI plus VF, right, times T over 2. I think, is that right, folks? Is it 22.7? Okay. And we'll look at it later if you want. And this, again, every mistake you make on a quiz is good because you won't make the silly mistake on a test, right? D equals question mark. It looks like VI is 24. Ooh, stopping. What's that tell me? Well, first of all, what's stopping tell me? What's VF exactly as a number? 0. Why did you say the word negative? Oh, because I'm slowing down. I might be nice and put the negative in the question in front of it. You don't need to add a second negative. I would have done that for you. I might not be. Depends how I feel. I'm whimsical that way, Scott. I think I'm going to use VF squared equals VI squared plus 2AD. I think I'm going to end up with D equals VF squared minus VI squared all over 2A. I think it's going to end up being 0 squared minus 24 squared all over 2 times negative 3.8. 0 squared minus 24 squared divided by bracket 2 times negative 3.8. Did you all get 75.7 or 0.8? 0.8. 75.8? And it's a distance, so it's meters. And then I guess, by the way, if you, for example, for B, if you used D equals VIT plus a half AT squared and you got the right answer, I will give you full marks. So if you're really stuck and you can't figure out how to find it without using the previous answer, go ahead. I'll give you full credit. Looks like wants me to find time. I think it's going to be T equals VF minus VI over A. It's going to be 0 minus 24, all divided by negative 3.8. 6.32, yes, 2 seconds. By the way, just to put this into perspective, you've all turned the page and that's fine. 24 meters per second, times that by 3.6, we're doing about 70 kilometers per hour. We're stopping in 6.32 seconds. So when we hit the brakes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that stopping quickly or is that stopping pretty slowly? What did I say the acceleration was? An acceleration of 3.8, not too bad. You would notice it, but again, it's not like you're getting flung forwards into your seat belts. You could easily brace yourself with your feet in the seat. You're fine. Just to give you an idea, again, Aiden, of what's big and what's small. I won't test you on that. Oh, find the acceleration. You know what? Number 4 is the same question as number 1, except VI is not 0. So it still wants me to find A. This time VI is 12. T is 6. D is 96. So this time, to get the A by itself, it's a bit trickier. Cole, I think you and I did this one during Flex today. We said the D would drop down like a domino. I would minus the VIT. I do my adding and subtracting first. Then I would divide by you can write 1/2 T squared, but usually here I change the 1/2 to a 0.5. I had somebody this morning, instead of changing the 1/2 to a 0.5, they put a 2 there. Is dividing by 2 and dividing by 0.5 the same thing? No. So put a 0.5 there. It's going to be 96 minus 12 times 6 divided by 0.5 times 6 squared. Is this a fraction? Brackets around the... Wait a minute, I think I can do this in my head. Sure I can. It's going to be 96 take away 72. It's going to be 26 take away 2. It's going to be 24 divided by 0.5. It's going to be 48 over 36. Divide by 4, divide by... Better yet, divide by 12, divide by 12. Is it 1.3 repeating? Yeah? Okay. I can do math in my head. I can do math in my head. I grew up without a calculator. Find the velocity after 6 seconds. I guess this is asking me to find VF. Oh. How many seconds in part B? What's the time? How many seconds in part A? Also 6? I'm not going to relist everything. If they had changed the time, then, Joan, I would relist the things that I could use and cross out what I couldn't use. But 6 seconds, I'm going to be lazy. Also the same as the previous number 1, except this time VI isn't 0. I'm going to use the one with the brackets in it. What's it going to look like? Well, Scott, I think the D would stay where it was. I think I would times by 2, divide by T, and then minus the VI. It's going to be 2 times the D, divide the T, and then minus the VI. Do that one in your head. Oh, yeah, I can. It's going to be 96 divided by 3, which is going to be 30. Is it 20? Even? Meters per second. I stuck the 0.0 on just to show off because I went to 3 sig figs in my head. But so some of the applications we did look at airline questions, designing a runway. Something I should point out, Cohen, if I'm giving you an application question, I will try and make the numbers reasonably accurate. In other words, if you get an airline runway that's 12 meters long, is 12 meters long enough for... You've made a mistake, okay? If you get an airline runway that's 48,000 meters long, you've made a mistake. There's some textbooks where I've had to write the publishers and just say, look, this is a dumb question. I like the idea, but the numbers you've made up here, you're getting a stupid answer that's not even close to anything in real life. That's going to terrify the kids. Don't do that. So I will try and make my numbers up so that they're ballpark. Hey, that looks about right from what I've experienced growing up. Okay? It looks like here they want me to find the length of the runway, so D equals question mark. It says at rest, VI is 0. I guess that means VF is 84. A is 3.75. I guess I'm going to use VF squared equals VI squared plus 2AD. I'm going to use VF squared minus VI squared all over 2A. How many of you have ever been on a jet, like a passenger jet? Okay? So, when they gun it, when they floor it, first, which way do you feel like you're getting pushed? Which way are you clearly accelerating? Forwards? This is about right. You're not pulling G's. You're accelerating at about 3.5 to 4 meters per second squared. So you're accelerating at about 1/3 of a G. Okay? 84 squared minus 0 squared all over 2 times 3.75. To me, runways are usually in the high hundreds or low thousands long. So I'm going to already guess you got something in the 800, 900, 1,000, 1,100 range, because that's how long a runway be minimum length. 84 squared, and because I told you I try and make up numbers that are legit. Oh yeah, 941 meters. Why wouldn't you build the runway exactly that long? Yeah. Yeah, you'd probably double it or triple it. I don't know. I don't know what the specs are, but you certainly, but it can't be shorter, right? RCMP crash question. It looks like this is asking me to find VI. It looks like T is 1.6. It looks like D is 42.5. Uh-oh. That's only 2 things. I need 3 things to find the 4th. What else do I know? Oh, what's VF for every car accident ever? Okay, so I won't tell you that. I'll expect you know enough physics to kind of figure that one out. So again, it's going to be the one with the brackets in it. D equals bracket VI plus VF close bracket times T over 2. I'm going to get the VI by itself. So let's see. The D would stay where it was. I would times the 2 over. I would divide the T over, and then I would minus the V. Oh, wait a minute. What's VF as a number exactly? I won't bother writing it. But if it wasn't, that's where I would drop it in. It's going to be 2 times 42.5 divided by 1.6. You'll get 53.125, 53.1 meters per second. 2 marks. Can you give yourself a score on the top out of 20? And if you need to lawyer with me, now is the time. I have an answer.